Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Kat's Cooking Kitchen. Today, for our dinner, I'm trying an experiment. Right now, I'm getting ready to make a box of rice Roni. This one is creamy 4 cheese. I didn't have any chicken, and the meat I'm using today is chicken. We're going to put a couple tablespoons of butter in my skillet. Rice Roni is just a box rice dish that you can make, and it's real easy, and all you have to do is follow the instructions. And I'm going to make dinner work in this, I think it's 11 by 7. Let me see, I think this one tells me. 11.5 by 8. Just a tad smaller than 9 by 13. So you get your butter melted. I have a couple tablespoons of butter in my skillet on medium heat, and that's plenty of butter. I didn't measure it. I don't think it needs to be measured. It's just butter. You're going to toast your vermicelli and pasta in. I pour it in the middle where most of the butter is as it melts. And then we'll start stirring it and make sure all those pieces get covered in butter. And then we leave them to start toasting. And I have it on medium heat, so I want to keep an eye on it. That's all you do. You just want to get it kind of brown. You can see how yellow or pale it looks right now. It will look toasty brown in a minute. And then I sprinkle the packet of flavoring over the top, whatever rice Roni you choose to use. And then I add usually 2 something. Yes, 2 1/4 cups of water. Not very much. And then you just let it simmer for 20 minutes. Let's see, make sure this one isn't different. Yes, 15 to 20 minutes. I'll probably stop around 15 to 18 minutes. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to overcook in the oven. You can't really, I don't think you can really damage this stuff. It's just a solid box recipe you can use. And I love it. And then we're going to take some chicken tenders. I'm going to chunk them up. I'm going to use some salt, pepper, garlic powder on them. Coat them in French onion dip and a little cheese. I haven't decided what cheese I'm to start with. You top it with cheddar. I think I will. Yeah, cheddar. But I might put mozzarella on it before I pour the the French onion dip over the top of them. And then you bake it for 30 to 40 minutes, depending on your oven. And I'm going to go, haven't decided whether I'm going to make it 350, which is my normal everyday temperature, or if I'll turn it up a tad just because of the chicken and wanting to make sure it gets good and done. Now, this isn't ready yet, but you can see maybe how well, I can't see. Where am I? There we go. See how it's toasting? You're getting that little brown to it. That's all you want. Okay? And I'm going to let this toast up a little bit more, and I will be back when I'm ready to finish the casserole and get it in the oven. So, hang in there. I think this is really going to be good. Really good. Most of these chicken recipes you use, there's all kinds of French onion chicken where you use the the dip, or if you use the dry soup mix, or and sour cream. I mean, there's all kinds of recipes. So I'm just kind of putting them together in my head. And I'm going to use the French onion dip. Yeah, that's just about where I want it. And like I said, another recipe I just happened to try to put together from different meals we've had. And instead of just doing the chicken and having to make rice, I'm going to put the rice Roni in the bottom right in the casserole, so it's all in one dish. One easy clean up dish for dinner. Hang in there, folks. Come back. I hope you're not melting in this heat we've got around here. We're all staying cool in the house as most of the time, but we did get a little rain yesterday. Didn't last a long time, but boy, it was coming down in buckets about 7:30-ish. We were driving home from dinner with a friend. Hey, Brenda. And, yeah, it was raining really hard. So, hang in there. I'll be right back. Hey. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. You can tell we have our rice Roni done. The only thing I have to... Oh, I did forget to spray my dish with the non-stick cooking spray. Any brand or size you want. I do it over my kitchen sink so I don't get it on my floors. I don't need any help falling. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to dump our finished rice Roni here. We're going to use it as a bed for our chicken. And I decided, I think this size pan is going to be perfect. I decided since I was using raw chicken, I would use 375 degrees. Now we'll know by the end if I would do that again. So let's see what happens. I have a couple chicken strips I hadn't gotten cut yet. Can you see those? They're long, skinny chicken tenders. And I just cut them into quarters. I'm not trying to get them exactly the same size because we all know that one end is bigger than the other on a chicken tender. Kind of look like a drumstick in my eyes. Okay, now let's get this out of here. Get those put in there. Let me rinse off my hand. Like I said, if you're new, I always like to keep a bowl of hot soapy water in my sink. I have a farmer's sink, so it's one big, deep sink. So when I had two sinks, I just put water on one side. I don't do that anymore because now I put it in a bowl, not to waste water. So there's our chicken. We're going to put some salt, some pepper, a little bit of garlic. And since I don't have any, the onion dip will have some onion in it, and the French fried onions are going to give it some onion. But I thought just a little sprinkle, about 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. That's my seasonings. I'll stir that up. Okay. Now I'm supposed to, most of them have you, but they're using full chicken breast. The recipes I've seen before would lay the chicken across here and then scoop the dip on top. But I'm not going to do that since I have lots and lots of little chunks. I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan to the top. You're supposed to do, maybe put that on the chicken most times. But since I'm not putting it in the pan, And I'm going to coat it with my French onion dip here. Now, I didn't see any at the store the other day, and this is cheaper. I don't think it really matters. But I like Hell of a Good Dip brand. Hell of a Good is a brand of dips that you can get. And I really like those, but there's nothing wrong with this one either. And you're supposed to use, I don't know, for this amount of chicken, I'd use about 3/4 of it maybe. I don't know what I'd have to go find a recipe that was similar to what I'm doing and see what they did. But I think this is going to be fine. Seems like plenty. So maybe half a 16-ounce container might have been fine. But we'll see. It hasn't cooked yet, so we don't know. Now I'm going to cook this, let's say, about 25 minutes. And then when I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to cover it with cheddar cheese and the French's dried onion rings that are so yummy, and salads and casseroles, green bean casserole I use it in. If you don't like onions, just don't use it. You just won't have that crunchy that would apply to it. So now I'm going to try and spread this over the top of my rice, even as I can. So it won't. I want it on top of the rice. I don't want it stirred into the rice. So we're going to do the best we can to do that. Now all this onion, French onion dip, is going to get real hot and melty and probably ooze down into that cheese. Oh, I just can't imagine it's not going to be really good. Can't imagine. I've been thinking on this for a few days, probably a week or so. And I finally was at the Walmart with my husband the other day. And since I poop out so fast, he usually just goes and I stay home. And sometimes I need some things that I don't want him to have to look for, like hair gel and stuff. I'm not even sure what I want until I get up there and look at it. So the other day I went with him. And bless his heart, I made it through the store and got the ingredients we wanted. Thank God we weren't buying for a week or two. And I said, okay, I'm toast. Where'd you park the car? And I sent the poor guy through the checkout stand by himself. And I'm like, oh well, he kind of has to do that by himself anyway if I'm not there. So I had a cold drink waiting on me in the car, so I went out and I get sweaty and clammy, and I don't know why. But I went to the car, sat down, turned the air conditioner on, and cooled off with my unsweetened tea. So this is all trash for later, your dirty dishes. And got some dip on my fingers. Okay, folks, that's it. It's in the oven. It'll be out in 25 minutes. And then we'll add the cheese and the onion rings to it and put it back in the oven. I might even have some sort of idea how it's looking, how it's cooking. So I'm kind of excited about seeing this. I think Dave and I will both like it. And while I'm on pause here, I'm going to get some of my stuff cleaned up, my other stuff put away, and be back shortly. Hang in there, everybody. I love that you're watching me, and please keep doing that. Please keep commenting, sending me messages. It's great. I'm still waiting for some ideas from y'all on what you want to see me make. I haven't gotten any of those yet, but I'm new to this, so let's see what comes up in the future. So I get some ideas from friends. She posts recipes and stuff. Not directly to me, but she knows if I see one that she's posted, I'll probably make it. So Sunday's a carry-in day for me and my husband. We meet friends the last Sunday of every month. And so I've got a couple different things. This is why I'm experimenting tonight with this. I wanted to make this, but I didn't want to make it not knowing to take to a carry-in. So I'm making it tonight, and if it's a winner, that'll be one of the dishes for Sunday. And I got a couple new desserts that are easy peasy and look real good, so we're golden. We'll just see. And oh, we have a son that lives in West Lafayette, Indiana, and he's so busy. He works for Caterpillar, and he travels a lot with the company, and since the COVID thing, he had to work from home, but he's back to having to travel again and stuff, and we rarely get to see him because he's so busy. And he's coming into town tomorrow, and we're all going to go to lunch, and I'm very excited to get to see him. So he's my baby. He's the youngest, and he's 39. My youngest will be 40 next year. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Okay, folks, enough of me. Hang in there. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. Hang in there, y'all. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to check on our chicken. Oh, that looks good. And to be honest, you can see that the French onion dip did not go down into the rice really at all. This looks really good. I can't wait to try it. Okay, I thought when I went to get my cheese out that we'd do a little sprinkling of cheddar. And also a little bit of Monterey Jack. I thought it sounded good. So we're going to do that. Just put Monterey Jack on top. Everything will all melt together anyway. That's probably enough. If you like a lot of cheese, you can use more. If you don't like a lot of cheese, you can use less. And now I'm going to crumble up some of my French onions. Fried onions, I guess. They're by French's. We love onions, so I don't think that's too many. I used about half the container, maybe 2/3. It's just an eyeball thing, and I lost my paper towel. I think I threw it away when I was cleaning up before. So, just get that onion dust off. Let's close up my cheese. Let's get this back in the oven. It'll only take 6-7 minutes, something like that. Depends on the oven, how hot it is. Mine runs a little on the hot side. So, and I cooked it 23 minutes in my oven at 375. And that's what it looks like. I need those rags that have a button on them. So that they don't keep falling off my stove handle. Okay, here we go. Back in the oven. Be back in 10 minutes or less. My time. Not your time. See you in a minute. Hey, welcome back for the final time. Should be done. Should be ready. Doggone cow. I'm quit hanging one there. Okay. that in for about 9 minutes. I think that looks about right. Look at it, people. Look how yummy that looks. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to spoon some up. See if I can get a bite of it to won't be too hot. Okay, there's one little corner out of it. Chicken is nice and tender. I don't think I really have any cheese, but let's try this. A little cheese on it, probably from the parm. That is really, really good. I think the only thing I might like is use half the container instead of 2/3 or 3/4. I used a lot of it. I would use half of it and mix a little mayonnaise in with it so it doesn't have that sour cream flavor is so prevalent in it. I mean, I like sour cream and stuff, but I think I'd mix in a little mayonnaise with it the next time. But I'm telling you, this is a winner chicken dinner at the Swingle House. This will make a nice quick little casserole to pop in the oven and take with us tomorrow, or not tomorrow night. I did say earlier it was tomorrow. No, it's Sunday. So Sunday night we'll be meeting up with a lot of good friends and have some laughs and some fun. And just thoroughly enjoy the company that we get to keep on those Sundays. So we really appreciate Mike and Loretta Crago for their invitation and being such wonderful hosts. And I look forward to it every month. And let me tell you something real quick before we go. My husband and I were going to leave yesterday. And we were going to go down to the Panhandle in Florida. I can't remember what it was called. I don't think it was South Beach. It was something beaches. And we had reservation. We were right on the water. We could walk right out and go across the beach and sit, and look at the golf. I was all excited about it. But we decided that we would save that money and put it toward our anniversary trip next year, since it's going to be our 50th anniversary next year in October. So I canceled it the end of June or first week or so of July. We changed our minds and we canceled it. Take a look at the weather map, people. There is a big storm coming now. It's supposed to go a little west of New Orleans, but it's going to come ashore about New Orleans, and you're going to get that swirl. And I'm guessing it ain't going to be much fun down there on the beach this week. So we kind of dodged a bullet there. Of course, we'd have been watching, and when we saw it coming, we would have canceled anyway. We had just had to cancel at least 24 hours ahead of our first day there. So all is good, but it was a little sad because I'm not big on big travel or going places and, exhausting yourself with going around to touristy things. There are some things I like to go see. I will go see Mount Rushmore. That's right up there in my bucket list. We're the top 3. I want to go and to Rapid City, South Dakota, and I want to see that. And we make little stops or something along the way and check out maybe a nice little town. Check out a diner in town. Just do that kind of fun stuff. That's what I like to do, especially since I can't walk a lot like I used to, and that's kind of a bummer. But all I really ever asked for was a week or 10 days somewhere with the view of the ocean or the Gulf, with a walkout, or where you just walked out. You were on the beach. You were on the beach. I didn't care if we were on the second or third floor or whatever, to have that nice view, because most of them have little patios. But next year, I don't know where we'll end up, but we're going somewhere. And hopefully it won't be, well, it'll be during hurricane season, because it starts June 1st through November. So it's kind of hard to, unless you go in May. June's not too bad. We could, our anniversary's in October. Well, we could go celebrate in June, so we would not have to worry about hurricanes messing up our fun. So you all go out, have a great weekend. I'm telling you, try this. If you want to cut the sour cream flavor in it a little bit, just add a little mayonnaise to it and only use half the pack of sour cream, 8 ounces of sour cream instead of 12. And I think you're really, really going to like this. So you can use chicken, you can use herb and butter, or you can do like I did the creamy 4 cheese, whatever rice Roni you want, or don't. Just make the chicken if you don't like rice. I have 2 sisters that don't, well, one sister for sure does not like rice. So she wouldn't like this at all, but she would eat the top part. Have a great weekend, everybody. It is so much fun to be here and share recipes with you. So hang in and come back and see me again, please. Thanks. Remember, it's Kat's Cooking Kitchen on Facebook and YouTube. It's been great. Good night.